What up, what up, what up? We back. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, Sirski. And now we free. Look, we back with another great edition. I know he's going to say, not good, but great.
Great.
Not
Yeah,
good,
I'm saying stop underselling it.
That good, great. But with a great edition, you know what I'm saying, of putting your realest foot forward, where we asking each other questions, you know what I'm saying, digging deep, learning each other, and also allowing you guys to learn who we are and how we think about certain topics. What you got for the people?
All right. We rush towards the pleasures that lead to an early grave, but leisurely build the things that allow us to live forever. Now tell me what really is a waste of time. Come on now.
Wait a minute. Wait.
All right.
What'd you say?
We rush towards the pleasures that lead to an early grave, but leisurely build the things that allow us to live forever. Now tell me what really is a waste of time. Everybody trying to be outside.
You know,
Everybody trying to take trips.
Time. I'm fascinated with time, bro. That's like space and time. Like, if you want to hear me geek out and go on some nerd rants and monologues, let's talk about space and let's talk about time. But for the sake of time, no pun intended, right? I'm going to say that for another day. Okay. Right? All right. First question, bro.
First question.
What you got?
All right. Let me see. Okay. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
Instantly master any skill?
Any skill in the entire world, what would it be?
Communication.
Communication?
Communication.
Now communicate to me why.
Because the art, okay, so I'll put it to you like this, right? What I realized, bro, is that marketing, advertising, business ideas, art, music, everything we consume, all is a form of communication. So if I have a business, I have to basically communicate to you why you need my business. That's all advertising and campaigns are. Communication with the presidential election going on. Who is able to communicate, what team, what party is able to communicate the best to the public why they should be the people that's in the White House, right? What do you have that I need and how do you communicate that to me, right? Music, art, right? Like when you look at a piece of art, whether it be clothing, whether it be a painting, whether it be poetry, whether it be music, what message are you communicating to me? And how are you able to communicate it will determine how I receive it, right? Whether it be through more colors and it's vibrant, or whether it be super basic, whether it's like you rapping like you Twister, and you know what I'm saying? Or like you Rick Ross and I come like this. I may say something, even do a Biggie flip, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, so communication, bro, the art of communication. If you are able to communicate to a person at a just high rate and super effective, I feel like that is the key to unlocking really anything you want.
You can obtain anything.
You can obtain anything. If I can communicate well and I can articulate myself well, I can take an idea in my head and bring it into fruition. That's all communication.
Okay.
Right? Like that's also what makes great leaders. Communication. Great quarterbacks, great point guards, great basketball players, great scientists, great whatever is the ability to communicate. You know what I'm saying? An invention. You're communicating why this thing that I just made is necessary for society. So communication.
Being the perfect communicator.
Bro, if I can instantly just great, and I also realize we mentioned it before, bro, is that God is a great communicator.
Yeah.
In the Bible, he communicates there's no words for even to explain.
Exceptionally.
I can't, there's not even a word to describe how well he communicates.
Okay.
Right? And then when you talk about, you know, Jesus and how he taught, his communication was supernatural.
Boy, he said he wanted the gift of gab.
You know what I'm saying? It was supernatural, you feel me? So communication. What about you?
That's a big one. So mine would be talking in the forms of art. It would be being able to like paint and draw. So I think one thing I'm very excellent at is formulating my words to create a picture. So for you to hear my voice and hear some of the things I talk about, whether it's through my quotes, whether it's when I'm giving a speech or anything like that, you can almost visualize the type of things that I'm talking about. But for me to be able to take what I'm talking about and put it on paper, and draw out something so beautiful, so elegant, so amazing, to put the colors together, to be able to see something in real life and be able to, in a sense, copy it but formulate it into my own picture. That would
Okay.
be amazing. I'm
Okay.
very like blown away by artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love to see how people are able to create things on a canvas and make it look so realistic. Like it's like they took it with the camera. That amazes me. Like, even when I was in school doing art, like the way that they made it easier for us is we did stuff in quadrants. So we would break it down and you would focus on just one part of the picture, then move to the next quadrant, do the certain things.
Right.
And when I did that, that was the best pictures I had ever drawn. But I want to be able to look at a blank canvas, no quadrants, no nothing, and literally create a picture.
No, that's fire.
Give a speech, create a picture. Give a quote, create a picture for that. Now imagine me selling pictures and quotes. Come on now. I'm really, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word, effing the game up with that one.
Low key, bro, that's AI.
That really is.
That's literally artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's probably already created, but I'm sure you can speak into ChatGPT, whatever the AI platform is, and it creates a picture based on your speech.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it does. Actually, I'm almost 100% positive it does, but I like the human factor of it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, AI is a great thing that we have. It is very helpful, but the human factor, like for you to see in real time, me being able to like formulate and create this picture, it's like it's something different to that. Like it has a little bit more imperfection. You look at the different strokes that they use, everything that goes into creating that wonderful picture, it means more.
So, okay, so do you think art will ever lose its value? So we're mentioning right now basically the difference between a human creating a picture and a software doing it.
Yeah.
Right? 20 years from now, what do you think will be worth more? What do you think will hold more value?
I think actually human-made art. I think because it's going to be so easy to formulate pictures through AI, speaking to something and creating a picture for you, literally explaining exactly for what to do through AI and it to formulate something for you, that's going to add more value to hand paintings and people doing their own art because it becomes even more unique. Because now, okay, everybody can create a painting just going on AI, but now that tangible skill of being able to go and write something down or paint something is even more valuable. Like we were talking about before, like when it comes to diamonds, like moissanite compared to real diamonds have so much more value because of their uniqueness. So something that literally has, I think people forget that imperfection makes something better. When you have a perfect canvas, everything looks exactly right, it almost seems off. It almost seems like, wait, this doesn't seem real. This is not great. But when there's imperfections, it gives a personality to the painting. It's not just a copy and paste. It's not just a stamp. It's like when somebody creates their own signature, they write it down. It's a personality in that signature. But if somebody just keeps using the stamp, there's no feeling, there's no love. There's no individuality in that. So people being able to create their own art and not just going AI is going to make it even more expensive.
So, you know, I'll play the opposite role, right? I agree with you, right? But what about 20 years from now, people won't have that appreciation? So we have the appreciation for it simply because we were exposed to it, right? We know what it takes. Essentially, we know what it takes to make a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
So when you have a great home-cooked meal, you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Right? But somebody else that has never had a home-cooked meal, right? Chick-fil-A tastes great. You know what I mean? And so they don't even have a desire for it. So do you think that there will even be the space and opportunity for artists to even receive appreciation for their artwork or whatever they're producing because of just the nature of the times?
I think it does, right? Because I think of orchestras, right? With the music industry, you don't need a band. You don't need to have somebody play the guitar. You don't need somebody to get on the drums. You don't need somebody to play the violin. I can literally get all that off of AI and create that same type of feeling in my music. But if you go to an orchestra, it's a different type of feeling. Like you still have the want to be around that, right? Though it's not, I would say it's not as prominent. The feeling going to the orchestra or the uniqueness of going to it gives it more value. So I think even though we move away from a sense of, like you said, we're not used to home cooked meals, everything's so microwave now. I don't think you lose the taste for having something unique. So even if I was able to order factor meals, right? I was getting factor meals every day. Though I may not want a home cooked meal every day, I don't lose the taste for having a home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? It brings back more memories. It's almost like like, you ever watch Ratatouille?
Yeah.
When he ate the ratatouille and it took him back to his childhood, that's how art is going to be.
I got you.
It's like a memory embedded in it.
I got you. That's very interesting. And I only say that because, you know, I have little siblings, and they're not going to appreciate the same things that I appreciate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to get our perspective, but then you have kids that are under the age of 12.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't care.
And that's probably why I have the perspective I do, right? Because I was able to see both time periods.
Right.
So I get it, right? Just like how cell phones are such a big thing now. We remember our alarm clock was the streetlights.
Right.
Being home before the streetlights.
Right.
Kids nowadays don't have the appreciation that because you can just text about everything, right? So my opinion is going to be based off of my experiences.
And I don't mean to beat a dead horse, right? But so what determines value then? So like how is one to assess value?
Value is determined by the people or the person, right? Because as they always say, beauty is the eye of beholders, in the eye of the beholder. So somebody can think somebody's the ugliest person in the room, but if you think they're beautiful, you're going to add more value to it. You give the value to it, right?
And you know what? And on that note, I think that's cow manure.
What? Beauty is an eye of beholder?
Beauty is an eye of beholder. That's cow manure.
I would say I would give you that. No, I would give you that, but I'm gonna say this. You know why? Because there is times where we've looked at a celebrity and I'll be like, yo, she looks good, and you're like, she's ugly.
But here's the thing, right?
But that, you know what I'm saying?
But there's levels. There's like tiers.
Okay.
So like we can, and probably I was being facetious when I was there, right? But just because you liked her. But
just because I like her.
But there's tiers, right? So of course there's like, okay, they're all pretty. But then it's like, okay, would you pursue her, or is she prettier than her? Or like, okay, they all look good. They're all like, I'm not ashamed if I'm outside with her, right? But I still think there's a difference between somebody who's pretty and somebody who's not. Somebody who's handsome and somebody who's not. Like, that just is what it is.
Yeah. But that's also, we got to give it to you, your thought process in the situation. It's going to be hard to kind of see other people's thought process when you don't view things that way. It's like you talked about that blank canvas. The dude sold it, or person sold it for millions of dollars.
And that was my idea.
But think about it. Imagine you coming to me like, hey, Keith, I'm about to sell people a blank canvas. I'm telling you, that's the dumbest idea you ever had. I'm literally looking in your face. I'm like, Hosper, I don't know what you're on. It must be crack because that's stupid.
Right.
But then you sell it, and now it has value.
Right.
But I didn't see the value in it until everybody else gave it that value.
Right.
So that's what I'm kind of attributing it to.
Okay.
There's certain things we see or come up with where other people can't view the value until either we give it value or other people agree with what we got going on.
Okay, so value is in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah, it is.
Not beauty.
Well, okay, value, beauty, whatever.
Is beauty value?
Beauty is valuable, but I think beauty loses its value. It's like driving a car off the lot.
Okay, unpack that.
It's like beauty. Beauty is like,
okay, if you get a baddie, all right, talk to him.
Beauty is like driving a car off a lot. The moment you get it off the lot, it loses value immediately, right? Because you start to realize, as they say, beauty isn't just skin deep. It's more than just skin deep, right? Because eventually, if they're just beautiful and there's nothing else with them, you're gonna get annoyed by it. They're not gonna start looking as beautiful as you thought they were. People don't realize that an emotional connection, and when you deem somebody beautiful, it changes the more you get to know them.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? When you first see somebody, I can see a lot of women be like, yo, she's beautiful.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And you start formulating an idea of who she is before you even get to meet her and before you have a conversation with her. Right. Oh, she's probably this good. She's bad, so she has to have a great personality. She's bad, so she has to be motivated. She's bad, so she has to have this. And then you start talking to her, you're like, yo, did you pass the first grade? Like, why are you stupid?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, because there are some bad women that know how to back it up, but some of them haven't done anything more than surface level work.
And that's because why? Because they've never had to.
They never had to. And that's also on dudes too, because they hyping them up, telling them they the God's gift to this earth.
Right.
And they know these women are trash just because they're trying to smash.
Right. Okay. That's real. If you could compete in any Olympic sport, which one would you choose, considering there's the Olympics going on right now? And what would you do to become the best at it?
So any Olympic sport.
What would you choose, and how would you become the best in that sport?
Track and field. When I think of Olympics, everybody thinks of it as it's an all-encompassing thing, but all I think about is track and field when I think of
Why
Olympics.
is that?
I don't think about basketball. I don't think about, like, there's water polo, but I don't think about water. Swimming is a close second.
Swimming is
a very close second. But I don't think about anything but track and field when I think of Olympics. And maybe because that's like their finals. Like when the NBA, when you got basketball players playing the Olympics, that's cool, but they got the NBA finals, they got the whole championship out of it. When I think about
Super Bowl,
you know what I'm saying? When I think about the Olympics, that's the track stars Super Bowl.
Right.
And if I'm doing any event, I'm in the 100, 200. I want to be the fastest person in the world. I don't want to run forever with the 1500 meter. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be that guy, the fastest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like nobody can step. I'm hitting feet on everybody.
I'm hitting feet.
I'm hitting
feet.
I'm out on everybody. That's almost like boxing. Like I can beat everybody up. I'm the fastest person in the world.
No, I'm the fastest person. No, you're not faster than me.
Nobody can touch me.
Nobody can touch. And if you give me 100 meters, I'm hitting feet.
And don't let me be on my Usain Bolt stuff where I'm leaving the fastest people in the world. Right. He was gapping them.
No, that's a yeah.
So not only am I the fastest person in the world, I'm killing everybody else.
Okay. And so how would you become the best at that?
Honestly, that is a consistent training. Like I can't even begin to fathom what it would take to become the fastest person in the world, because track was never my thing. Like I never liked track. Yeah. But I know first I would start getting knowledge from the people who was there. Right. Usain Bolt, get on the line with me, brother. What were you doing? Right. No. Not on the track. I'm talking about from the moment you woke up. What did you do? What did you eat? You know what I'm saying? How was your daily routine? How did you balance everything that going in? How did you get over winning and continuing to win, right? Because it's easy to do it once, but what you gonna do next? When everybody expects you to win and you're still winning, that's better than just being a long shot.
That's why I rock with LeBron so much. That's why I rock with Tom Brady. That's why I rock with Floyd Mayweather. That's why I rock with anybody who has excelled at the top of the game. Dave Chappelle. Anybody who has done anything, regardless of their industry, and you've excelled at a high level, you've been the best for decades, like, bro, that's different.
Usain Bolt got on the track and did not lose.
Michael Phelps, that's different, bro.
Did not lose.
What's her name? Katie Ledecky.
Yeah.
Ledecky. Different.
Nice.
Different.
Do not lose.
Do not lose.
And the crazy thing is when somebody's that great, all everybody is waiting for them is to lose.
They're waiting for you to lose. What was the Drake line? He was like, I forget what he was saying, but basically the gist of his message was like, Jay-Z said they build you up to break you down, to build you up again. They like, we need you back just so we can kill you again. It's like this dichotomous relationship between you and the public of like, okay, you're on the bottom, so we want to push you up. He's getting it. Now you're on top, and it's like, oh, we want you to tear you down. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, we got to bring you back. It's like the fans love like watching, this hero story where you are the Dark Knight and your parents get killed, and then you rise up, right? And then we love you. And then it's like, oh, but you're also the reason for all of this. So we shunned you and banned you. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, the Joker is back. You know what I mean? So now we need to bring you back, and now you need to save Gotham. You know what I'm saying? It's like this relationship, even with LeBron, even with Kobe, rest in peace. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about Kobe that nobody really knows or speaks about, I won't say knows, nobody really speaks about, they say mama mentality. But like, people didn't appreciate him until he left. Yeah. Kobe was getting booed. Okay, as soon as he get the ball, boo! We hate you. Like, people were like going on rants about Kobe, right? Like, they didn't like him. They always was like, oh, he'll never be better than Jordan. Oh, LeBron is better than him, or this, that, and the third. Bro, it wasn't until he retired, he was doing his retirement season that people started giving him standing ovations. Yeah. Right? It was Muhammad Ali when he was fighting. They were like, oh, he's too cocky. Oh, he's too arrogant. Right? How could you call yourself the greatest? Right? Like, now they're like, oh, Muhammad Ali's the best. He stood up for what he believed in, and that's what's wrong with athletes now. They don't stand up for anything. It's like, bro, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this relationship, bro, that is interesting that you mentioned, bro, is that they love to like push you up. Then when you're on top, we want you to fail. Is this person gonna beat him? That's the next LeBron. That's the next Jordan. That's the next Kobe. Oh, no, he's not better than Peyton Manning. Oh, no, I'm going with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super duper interesting.
I think it's a jealousy thing, right? I think when you're getting yourself built up everybody loves an underdog.
They love the underdog.
Everybody wants to help build somebody up, or hey, I put you on that song.
I put you on that song.
Hey, I helped you get to this. I helped you get to this area.
You didn't know about that restaurant.
You didn't even know. Yeah, I put you on it, right?
I put you
everybody
on that.
loves everybody loves that feeling. It's almost like their team with the rapper or the sports player when they see him come up. Oh, I was supporting him since day one, or I was supporting her since day one.
Since day one.
And then when they get to the top, you know what starts to happen? Everybody starts to peel back the layers of what it took to be that great. Now they see the stuff that they didn't see before when they was just cheering them on, not thinking about what it took to be great. Now they're peeling back the layers. I'm like, yo, why do you have to be an a-hole? Dang, he's doing a whole bunch of work that I would never do. He doesn't deserve to get up there because I'm not there. Like it's almost like a personal attack. They're projecting all their insecurities and all the things that they couldn't do to rationalize why they no longer deserve to be at the top. Come on, man.
No, that's deep.
Come on, dog.
Bro, I didn't realize it, but yes, bro. The public fans, the audience can become jealous of the man in the arena.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Gladiators back in the day. One of my favorite movies is Gladiator. It was like, are you not entertained?
Gladiator 2's coming out.
For real?
Yeah.
Everybody need to do it.
They got Denzel in there.
For real.
Yes, sir.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good. That boy good. He don't miss.
He
don't miss. That boy good. No, he's very good.
He's
very good.
Yeah.
No, okay, so Gladiator is one of my favorite movies. And it's amazing that greatness, there's no race in greatness, right? There's no, how can I say this? When you're great, you seem to transcend the same obstacles and barriers that trap everybody's psychology.
Yeah.
So it's like Rihanna. Like people don't look at Rihanna as black. They look at her as like Rihanna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she can go anywhere, any race, any gender. Like she's, you know what I'm saying? She's global.
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Okay. Right? Beyonce, she's Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying that to say with Gladiator, my favorite artist, Hove, Jay-Z, he used the Gladiator in one of his songs, right? On the Black album. Go watch Fade to Black, actually, on YouTube before they take it down. They take it down and put it up and take it down again, right? But Fade to Black is a great documentary on Jay-Z and him making his, what was at the time supposed to be his last album. And it's just showing you all the behind the scenes. You get to see Pharrell, Timbaland, Kanye West, all of them, you know, as they're all kind of like climbing up the ladder to be together, right? So anyway, he says, "Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then everybody started cheering, Spaniard, 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 right? So it's like they love the underdog, but then it's like when you become too great, they're like, nah, we need to tear you down.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, he's getting too much love. It's like, sometimes you making too much noise.
Yeah.
Nah, you got too much power.
You got too much clout.
Nah, you're way too juiced up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me bring you back down to reality.
Let me humble you.
My reality.
Let me bring you back down to my reality. Because I can't fathom how you've gotten there.
Yeah.
I can't fathom how people are passing out at the sight of you, like Michael Jackson. I can't fathom how I do a moonwalk and everybody goes bananas.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fathom that, so let me tear you down. Oh, wait a minute. You're actually trying to do something for the community now? Nah. Let me tear you back down because you're getting too... You about to give these people hope. You giving the people hope? Nah, we got to tear you back down. Yeah. So that's very interesting, bro. Like, and I think all great people, they reach this kind of plateau in their life was like, what's next? Mm-hmm. Like, what can I do now? Mm-hmm. It's almost kind of like...
And they got to keep producing.
It's almost like, you know how they have survivor's remorse?
Mm-hmm.
It's like greatness remorse. It's like, I'm so great now, but I don't know what to do but fall down because everybody wants to see me fail.
I think that's also where that saying comes from. Well, it's kind of a thing that everybody always says, like, hey, I want the old J. Cole back. I want the old LeBron back. I want the old, and they were like,
we want the old Kanye.
I gave you the old me, and you wanted something new.
You wanted something new.
And now that I give you the new me, you want something old.
You want something
I'm not
old.
gonna be in this rat race. I'm gonna just be great.
I'm gonna just be great.
Speaking of all that,
okay.
Speaking of all that,
talk to him.
If you could go back in time,
okay,
and teach your younger self one thing, what would you teach yourself?
Teach my younger self one thing?
Yeah.
Man, that's interesting, bro. Because I always watch these movies when you always go back in time and you try to change something and
And
it
it
changes
changes everything
everything.
up.
You know what I mean? What
Yeah,
do they
I
call it?
get
Like
you.
the butterfly effect?
Butterfly effect.
Yeah. So, I'm always careful with saying I want to go back in time, right? And bro, I'm honestly like I'm happy with my journey and I'm thankful and grateful for my journey. But for the sake of the question,
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's cool, but
that's
answer the
cool.
question.
That's cool. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
We
Right?
want the old house back.
We want the old Haas back. We want the monologue Haas. We want the Haas that's gonna rant and get it off and make the comments go crazy. That's the Haas we want. Nah, you don't want the improved Haas, not the mature Haas. All right, so if I can go back and tell myself one thing, it would be to chase the best version of yourself.
Okay. Unpack that.
So a lot of times, I'll give you an example, right? Smart kid growing up, athlete. Everybody was like, I won't say everybody, but like my parents, my mom, my grandma, they're like, oh, that boy smart. That boy gonna be a doctor.
Good.
That boy good. He gonna be a doctor. He gonna be a lawyer. You gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? They wanted the picture frame. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the job title or the career that also lifted them up.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to say, oh, my grandson does this, or my son does this, or my brother does this, or my cousin does this, right? And so I would say I'm realizing now, although they were pushing me to be great, but they were pushing me to be great in their form.
In their sense.
Right? So I would chase the my inner core self. Like if you ever like spent enough time with yourself, like you know who you really are, right? Like you know what you like, you know what you want to do, you know who you want to become, you know, bro. Like I challenge everyone to really spend time with themselves to know yourself, to thine own self be true. One of my favorite Shakespeare quotes: "To thine own self be true." Right? I may get that tatted. Right? To thine own self be true. But I would just chase the inner being that God created me to be.
Okay.
From the get-go. And wherever that led me to, it led me to. And don't worry about what anybody says. Don't worry about what your family, your loved ones, don't matter what your classmates said. Like, bro, all of this stuff is just kind of like noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, drown out the noise and chase the best version of yourself. And I would say the best version of your God self.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who God wants you to be. And no disrespect to my parents or whatever, or my grandparents, but they couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine telling them, at 14 years old, like, nah, I don't want to go to college. Like, nah, I don't want to be a doctor.
I don't want to do
I
that.
want to do a podcast. I want to talk. I just want to talk. And I want to put it out there to people. They're gonna be like, what? You want to just so you mean to tell me you just gonna talk and people just gonna watch you talk?
Yeah.
What you gonna talk about? What topics you gonna talk about? Who wanna hear you speak? I don't understand that. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I would challenge everybody to chase yourself, bro. Like chase and become the best version of yourself. That's what I would tell myself. What about you?
Diversify. That would be the first thing I would teach myself to diversify. I got too constricted in a lane and I didn't take time to understand that there were more experiences out there. So I think selfishly, I think my parents were trying to push me towards that. And selfishly, when they would give me different ideas, I thought it was them knocking me on trying to go after what I had believed that I wanted. Right? You know what I'm saying? Playing football coming up, and my mom be like, hey, you got football. Is there anything else you want to do? And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a football player. And I don't think that wasn't her doubting me. That wasn't her saying, hey, you can't be a football player, but that was her also telling me, hey, there are plenty of other options that you can do. And my dad used to always say, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything you want to put your mind to. You want to be a football player? Be a football player. You can do anything you put your mind to. And like I said, I always thought it was a knock on me going after to be a football player. Like, you can't really do that, so think about different ideas. But it was really them telling me to open your horizons. Like, I imagine if I was younger, what if I would have pursued art more? What if I went and did acting classes? What if I went and hung out with a different group of people? What if I played different sports? What if I hung out with not just the crowd I hung out with, but multiple different crowds, right? I got too comfortable in my comfort zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that this world is huge. There's so many other options. There's so many different things you can do. There's so many people you can meet. And as they always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
And I constrain myself to one path, right? And don't get me wrong, growing up as a Black individual, you're definitely going to gravitate towards the Black people, right? Because it's where you feel comfortable at, especially on how the world presents different type of things or how things are portrayed to you. But even with that doesn't mean you can strict yourself to just that one environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I took the time to actually diversify, learn a little bit more instead of getting so caught up in my ways? Like you said, it's easier to build up children than broken men. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to teach myself to diversify as a child because I pick up everything so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is like second nature. You talk a language around me, I'm going to pick it up. You tell me about an idea, I'm going to pick it up. You put it in my life, I'm going to pick it up. But when you get an adult, it's so hard to get out of your ways. You're so used to doing the same things. Like, I started to think back of some of the habits I'm now, and I was thinking before, I was like, dang, why do I have those habits? Like, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started tracing it back to my younger days. Like, one of the biggest problems I have is eating out. I eat out a lot. Yo, it started in high school. I remember in high school, every single day at lunch, we used to go out to eat. Every single day. Like, once I got, and it was like senior year. Once I got to senior year, we would go out and eat at lunch. We didn't want to eat at the school. You know what I'm saying? I had my job.
Cool. Yeah.
I had my job. I was making a little money. So I was like, yo, I'm not eating at the cafeteria.
Right. What I look like,
you know what I'm
eating
saying? I'm going out to lunch.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dang. And then I carried that into college.
Mm-hmm.
And then I carried that into my adult life. And I was like, that's where that habit came from, because I didn't diversify. I didn't think, well, maybe I can make my own food.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go check this out. Maybe I don't have to eat a fast food restaurant. Maybe I can eat something healthy.
Yeah.
I never took the time to truly diversify.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would teach myself as a child. Just diversify.
Go ahead.
No, like that's what I had to say.
So you mentioned a great thing about eating out, right? And the other day I was thinking about, I was like, man, like, why am I craving fried fish and fries?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I also crave it only on Fridays. Like, I always, like, Fridays, like today, bro, before we got here, I wanted to stop and get some fried fish and fries.
He said, what a catfish?
What a catfish at? What a whitening.
Sauce,
you know what I'm saying?
What a whitening.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want 2-piece wing and fish meal. You feel me? I want to hit Winger Fish. There's a spot.
Winger Fish.
Nah, for sure. It's a spot back at home. Shout out to the 205 called Winger Fish. You feel me?
Back in the ham.
You know what I'm saying? Or Inslee Seafood, right? Like, hit that spot. You know, or Green Acres, right? So, but I realized that, bro, every Friday, dog, like, I would, especially like my junior and senior year when I had motion and I could drive and I didn't have to wait on nobody, bro, I'm going to get some fries and wings and fish, bro.
Every Friday. And
I'm about to lay up and we about to chill and we about to, you know what I'm saying, party or whatever, right? But like you said, those habits that you create at a young age, if you don't realize, they show up later in your life.
Mm-hmm. And they're hard to break.
And they're hard to break, bro.
Hard to break.
And that's just surface level.
I be fighting.
You know what I'm saying? We're not even going to talk about getting deep and unpacking, you know, traumas or childhood things or, you know, relationships and things like that have influenced you to respond to life in a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about eating fried fish and fries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine what really needs to be unpacked and, you know, really needs to be addressed, right? So on that note of, like, you know, dreaming, you know, as a child, I think that's one of the beautiful things kids still have, is that innocence and just all out belief of pursuing a dream, right? So how do you deal with the pursuit of your personal dreams while also seeking God, right? So, like, you know, there's a verse, Matthew 6:33 is like, seek first the kingdom of God, right? So how do you cope or deal with, or I won't say cope, how do you conquer your own selfish interests and your own selfish dreams while also combining that with seeking first God?
I'm starting to realize that my personal dreams and goals align with what God's purpose is for me, because that's where I feel the most complete. That's where I feel like I'm doing the most. And for a long time, I fought against that. Like, and still today, and I'm not on here lying and gassing myself up. I am not capping. This is for real. You know what I'm saying? I still struggle with it. I don't, as I always say, I don't read the Bible as much as I do. I don't pray as much as I should. But the more and more, the older and older I get, I start to question some of my motives. I start to question what I really want to do. And it's like every single time that I do something that I would say I feel like aligns with my purpose, it's a different type of feeling. It's almost unexplainable to tell or to have people feel what I feel when I'm doing something, and I know it's from God. Like, it's, as they always say, like, there's some things that you can literally put on paper. There's some things that you can hold. There's some things that are just as real as that plant or real as that hat on your head. But there's sometimes it's just that gut feeling that you cannot get over. And that's how I feel when I'm doing something that I personally believe, right? Because I can only give my interpretation that God has meant for me, which is why no matter what anybody asks me anymore, I'm telling them this is what I want to do because it feels different.
Yeah.
There is nothing that I've experienced in life, and I done had a lot of fun.
Right.
I done experienced a lot of
Oh,
things.
for sure.
There's nothing that gives me the same type of purpose, the same type of feeling, the same type of gratitude, the same type of emotion, the same type of anything you want to claim, say, or whatever about it than when we get behind these cameras and we start talking.
Not as real, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's, as you said, it's forced growth. I'm starting to realize, dang, like, how did I even see anything else as being my future? And I believe this is just the start.
Facts.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? As my mom always tells me, God's never going to show you everything he has in store for you because you wouldn't be able to handle it. He's going to give you bits and pieces when you're ready.
Right.
So I think this is a bit and a piece of the whole pie that, you know what I'm saying, that not only I am, but I'm starting to realize a lot of stuff that we got together as a line together is meant for.
Right.
So I'm trying to still get out of the selfish wants and needs. I'm starting to understand what I need to take out of my life. How do I get to that point? What do I really need to do? What am I praying for? Am I putting in the work to gain the things that I'm praying for? Or am I just praying for them and hoping for a miracle? You know what I'm saying? Am I actually working towards that? And I'm starting to realize when I put in the time, when I ask God what he got for me, things start to show up a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Things start to feel a little bit better.
Right.
So that's honestly my take on, like, my selfish wants and needs and what God has planned for me. I'm starting to realize that they're aligning, and it's just me asking the question.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So how do you get to that point where they are aligning?
How do you get to that point where they're all around? You start listening. One of the hardest things to do is listen.
Yeah.
Especially when you feel like you have the answer. When you feel like you have the answer, you're not listening.
It's hard to listen when you think you got the answer.
Yeah, when nobody can tell you anything wrong when you have the answer, right? It's just like, it's like when your parents told you can't drive down the highway with the light on. I argued that to death with everybody. You can't drive down the highway with the light on. It's illegal. You're going to get pulled over.
Yeah.
And then I started to ask the question.
Right.
Oh, actually, it's not illegal, right? So it's the same thing as anything.
Yeah.
Like, you have to start listening. A lot of people, I think, don't believe in God because they don't think he speaks to them. But they don't listen to what's being presented to them. It's not, a lot of times God's not going to come out and be like, hey, I'm God. This is what you should do. He's going to tell you through your friends. He's going to tell you through your actions. He's going to tell you through your feelings. He's going to tell you through, it may be a random commercial that come on TV. You thinking about something, you be like, yo, they watching me in my house?
Right.
He tells you through the people surrounding you. He tells you through the things that are surrounding you. And what you seek, you shall find. So when you seek God, you find him. You know what I'm saying? When you listen for the answers, when you're seeking the answer and the knowledge, you find it.
Right.
When you start listening and stop yapping away, you start to hear.
No, for sure. I agree.
What about you?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like what you said, bro. I just got frustrated.
Yeah.
I got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I was just like, I got frustrated. I was like, yo, what is life?
What is the meaning?
Like, why am I here? What's the meaning? Like, honestly, for me, I need purpose. I need a why.
You have to.
I can't just go and press the I believe button. That's not me. I'm not a press the I believe button type guy. You feel me? I'm like a show me. You know what I'm saying? I need to see something. Like, if you're really saying what you about, like, let me see it.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, okay, me just saying, oh, we're just here to make the world a better place. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
What does that really?
What does that even? What do you mean by that?
What do you
let's leave the earth better than we found it. Why? I didn't ask to be here. I didn't like, for real.
Showed up one day.
I just showed up one day. And then I just came into consciousness. I don't know, whatever age the toddler comes into consciousness and realizes you're a person and you're in the world. But I'm still just like, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask my parents to make me.
Yeah.
I say, hey, mom and dad, can y'all make me so I can come? I'm tired of being in heaven. Like, I didn't do that. So I'm like, I didn't ask to be here. Why are you telling me I need to leave it better than I found it? That's on them. That for me, I'm gonna be like, yo, that ain't my problem.
That ain't my problem.
That ain't my problem. Like, keeping it real. So I just started asking questions, and I'm like, what is the purpose of life? Like, why are we here? Why do I need to be a good person? You just need to be a good person because, everybody be a good person and happy jolly. And we're skipping rainbows and unicorns.
I gotta follow the rules?
For what? What is the why?
I see a lot of people breaking the rules. It look like they're having fun.
Look like they lit.
Look like they having fun.
Look like they having fun and they got money.
They having fun.
They having a lot of fun.
I might want to break the rules.
I think I might want to break some rules too. You know what I'm saying? But I just, to your point, I was just asking a lot of questions. I was frustrated, trying to do my own thing, trying to move my own way, trying to force things to work. And like you said, when I sat down and I started asking God these questions, stuff started happening for me. I was in flow. I realized that, yes, you need to work hard. Yes, you need to put in work. But when you're in your gift, you're also going to see some return on it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're also going to be like, okay, wow, I'm seeing the fruits of my labor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get some signs that, like, you're in flow. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? That's, like, I'm thinking about it just in a natural sense. Like, if I bring my kid into the world, I want him to work or her to work. But at the same time, you're going to get some stuff just off the strength of you being my child. I'm creating generational wealth for you just off the strength of you being just off of my love for you, and you're not even here yet.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, all right, cool. If God's supposed to be my pops, God's supposed to be my father, he want me to work, but some stuff I got to get off the strength.
Yeah.
I got to get off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life got to look different to yours, just nothing else, because I believe in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, come on now.
Off the strength.
Off the strength, off the muscle. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't want to keep, you know what I'm saying, ranting on that. But that's what did it for me. When I started asking questions, I was like, all right, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of wrestling with who I'm supposed to be. I'm tired of, like, being frustrated, because at the end of the day, I'm still frustrated. Yeah, me too. Even when I'm thinking I'm having fun, or if I'm thinking that I'm doing something, or I think that I'm getting ahead by going against God, I'm still frustrated. Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna listen to you. Yeah. You got my attention now.
You got my attention.
You got my attention now.
Do not discount the moments of solitude.
You feel me?
That's when you really start thinking, and
that's when I start
getting answered.
Bro, and honestly, that happened, bro, when I tore my ACL and I couldn't move, because during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, we was active duty. We were still working, right? We didn't have that time to slow down like everybody else. So I tore my ACL. All of y'all were gone. All the people that I hung out with, everybody was gone, right? Like, I think, were y'all on deployment? Yeah. So y'all were on deployment, right? All my people had, like, shipped off, went to different duty stations. I can't move. I can't go outside. I can't work out. I can't do anything that I would normally do to get me out of that space. So I'm stuck. Can't move anywhere. I tore my ACL. Somebody had hacked into my bank account. I had $0, negative actually.
Dang.
I had $-
They said, let me take that zero away too.
You feel me? So, right. I'm in the red. I owe them money. How do I owe y'all money and they stole from me? You know what I'm saying? So I was in the red on my account. I tore my ACL, and then one of my dogs, who I thought, you know what I'm saying, was my rider.
Yeah, you told me.
Ride or die, right? Snaked me. And this was all within, like, a week or two of each other. So I'm like, all right, yo, what's going on? I ain't robbing nobody. I ain't out here gang banging.
I'm following the rules.
I'm following the rules. And this is what I get? This is what I get when I follow the rules? Screw the rules. I'm about to revolt. You feel me? I'm out in the streets. Y'all lucky I'm on crutches, because I'll be looting. I'll be looting right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a riot.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that's when I just got to, I guess, what some people consider rock bottom. And I was just like, all right, like, what's really good?
What's really neat?
What's really popping?
Nah, I feel that that is humbling. Very humbling to be doing everything right and everything's going wrong. I think some of the biggest realizations I have is when I get bored with life. And not in the sense of I'm about to take myself out. Nah. I love me some me. I love me some me.
Yeah, we know. You should see your cologne collection.
I love me. I love anything. If I'm gonna do one thing,
He
I'm gonna
gonna
smell
smell.
good.
Hey, bro, go smell good now.
I'm gonna smell
He'll
good.
do nothing else. He
But-
might not be able to pay his mortgage. He
But
gonna
I'ma
smell
smell
good. He gonna
good.
smell great. Going in there asking for a loan. That boy gonna smell great.
I might kill him with the cologne.
That boy
You know what?
good.
You deserve some money.
Hey, he don't miss.
But yeah, there's like points I
He's
get
good.
bored. Like I could be in the middle of a function. I'm talking about function can be lit,
And you just in there like this.
and I'm just sitting there. And I think people that'll be around me enough start to realize about me.
Yeah.
Like I had these moments of just clarity in the weirdest places. Like in the middle club, everybody lit. Bro, Key, what's up with you? I'm chilling, bro. And it's like the most humbling stuff because I start to look around and I'm like, is this really what I want to do? Why am I here? Is this something that really means something to me? Or sometimes I'm just at the house watching TV and I'll just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go upstairs and chill. And I just sit there and I start thinking and talking, and it's just like always these moments of clarity because I get so bored of what I'm doing. And I'm like, this can't be it. This can't be the truth. This can't be the meaning. This can't be what I'm supposed to be doing. There's something more. There's something more. And it's maybe I'm not asking the right questions, and maybe I'm not listening to what's actually being told to me.
Right.
So I truly get that. And staying along with the theme of, youth and children, what is one moment as a child that you'll cherish forever?
One moment as a child.
That you'll cherish
Ooh, I got a
forever.
good one. There's a couple. There's two, right? I'll say the first one was in middle school. No, elementary school. I had a teacher and we had to like go around and get approval for the type of classes that we want to take the next year. And I love my mom to life for this.
To life.
Right? I love my mom
Not
to
death,
life
to
to this.
life.
Right? Shout out to my Dukes. Shout out my moms. Mama, what's happening? Right? But so we got to go and get approval from our current teachers. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like I was going to take all advanced classes when I got to middle school. And then this one teacher was like, why would you want to do that? She was like, I don't think you can do that. She was like,
what? Not my child.
Right. She was like, nah, like you're gonna be too busy, stressed out, like you're already playing sports, and the course load is gonna be too heavy for you. I'm not gonna recommend you for that class. Boy, I went to the crib. I told I said, yeah, like I can do it. But like she's telling me I can't do it and blah blah blah. She said what? She said what?
She hit one of these.
What? And you know what I'm saying? My mom's super professional, like worked at the Board of Education, you know what I'm saying, was principal, and now is like an area director at the school system back home in Alabama. Like my mom juiced up back at the crib. But like at that moment, she went back. She from Anniston, so she went Anniston, Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, "What?" She said, "What to you?" Nah, you go back and you tell her. Yeah. You want me to tell her like that?
You want to tell her like that?
You want me to tell her like that?
Wait, can I cuss?
She said she ain't got no nipples. You feel
I
me?
told you to say one cuss word.
I told you to say one cuss word. You went in there and cussed her out. Nah, but so she broke. But that moment right there, it instilled confidence in me. And my mom was like, never allow anybody to be able to tell you what you can or cannot do.
Yeah.
If you believe in your mind and in your heart that you can do it, that's all that matters. She was like, even if I don't believe in you, if you believe it, you go do it.
Yeah.
And that gave me all the confidence, bro, I feel like that I've ever needed. And that what is an example of how I propelled myself in life. And the same reason I think the way I think now is because of that situation. And you don't realize, bro, sometimes you hit these milestones and these checkpoints in your life where I could have went either way. Like, what if my mom would have said, well, maybe she's right. Maybe, I don't know, she does have a point.
You'd have started doubting yourself.
I would have started doubting myself. I would have been like, man, that's too much to handle. Yeah. Or man, I can't do that. And bro, like honestly, that gave me the confidence, bro. And I ended up being valedictorian in my class. Like,
oh wait. Say that one more time.
Facts.
Say that one more time.
Facts. You feel me? Like I just look like this. You feel me? I just look like this. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up being valedictorian in my class. But what if at that moment, bro, I was like, I can't do that. Let me just be okay with not being my full potential. Let me be okay with just not going for it, right? So shout out my moms for that. She instilled a lot of self-confidence, and that's how I carry myself today because of that situation, honestly.
Shout out my Dukes.
Shout out my Dukes. The second one, bro, and I'll be kind of quick with this one, is that Little League football in in Birmingham, Alabama, bro. That joint is like when I was growing up in football, bro. We would be there on a Saturday. So like you would have your game and like they'll start tailgating, bro, for every game.
Yeah.
That joint was like, I don't know if you ever seen Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
We were Friday Night Lights before that.
Come on, you asking if I seen Friday
You feel
Night
me?
Lights?
But I'm saying like the little kids TV.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so bro, Little League back home, I'm talking about people betting on the game. You know what I'm saying? To like, you got, you know what I'm saying, the hood legends, you feel me? Like betting on the game in the stands. Like, I'm talking about like that. You feel me? To where the game's getting posted in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, check. So we go to a Thanksgiving tournament in Daytona, Florida. First time in Florida, right? We playing against A.G. Gaston, right? Another city around the way. Shout out A.G. Gaston. Shout out they coach Radio. You know where we at. Coach named Radio. You know what I'm saying? So we playing them in Daytona in this Thanksgiving tournament. I throw an interception, right? And that loses us the game.
Ooh.
That loses us the game. We could have won the championship, but I threw an interception that loses us the game, right? Mind you, we kids, bro. We like 9 years old. So kids don't lie. So they in my face, they're like, bro, you the reason we lost the game. Oh my gosh.
You suck.
Like you suck. I could have made that pass. Like, why did you do that? We go to school. You know, this your area, your community. So everybody go to
Kids
school
don't
together.
lie.
They go to school together. So they telling all the girls, we would have won, but he threw an interception. He ruined the whole tournament. We would have won. Like, man, see how son he be throwing an interception. Now I go to the recess. Oh, he gonna throw an interception? You gonna let him be a quarterback?
They're not letting you let that down.
Bro, they didn't let, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in my face. You feel me? That's why I said bring back bullying on another episode. Because, like, I'm not going to say that was a form of bullying, but I was also, like, I had to be confident enough to withstand all of that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, boom, check. We playing basketball now. We go from season to season. And, like, you know, it's the city, so everybody playing the same sports, right? On the newspaper, bro, in the Boys and Girls Club, they got Huffman Raiders quarterback Hassan Abdullah throws interception. A.G. Gaston catches interception, like whatever they said, returning for a touchdown or whatever. They win the game, blah, blah, blah. They got the trophy in the office. I said, all right.
I'm finna turn up.
So I got two options now. I'm playing basketball at this point. I got two options. I can go home and not even show up for this basketball game, or I can go bananas in the basketball game and also next year have that in the back of my mind.
Okay.
Right? Next year comes around, you feel me? I gave him 80 in the game. No, I'm just playing. I don't know, but I did my thing. But next year comes around, right? It's our homecoming. We playing that same team now for our homecoming. Coach call a play. Boom. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nah, I'm finna score this touchdown. Mm-hmm. And then he looked at me. He could tell. He was like, I wasn't rocking with the play. So he was like, actually, you know what I'm saying, do a quarterback bootleg. Fake the handoff, you know what I'm saying, tuck it on your hip and just go around and get in the end zone. Okay. So I'm like, bet. But he's like, don't tell anybody else. You just go there and you just do that, but they don't know the play. So boom. Fake the handoff, quarterback bootleg, boom. Mind you, it's homecoming. Another rival of ours, Eastlake, they sitting on the side. So they watching the game too on some like, bro, I'm telling you, this was like, you would think we was playing college football playoffs. You feel me? So we got Eastlake in the stands. We playing A.G. Gas and three like the top Metro teams in Birmingham, right? I scored a touchdown on the same team previous year that put me in the newspaper, and it was low-key like trying to dog me out.
Yep.
You feel me? Scored a touchdown, and then the song that they played, and I'll never forget this, when you said memories and how art takes you back to a certain point in your life, I thought about this song, right? And they played I Put On For My City.
I put on
for my city, on for my city, right? And so I did that, boom. And so all of that taught me, bro, is that you can't control everything that happens to you in life. All you can control is how you respond.
Yeah, most definitely.
You always gonna make mistakes, right? Like you're always, if you're doing something and you're going for something, you're gonna come up short. But don't let that be the end of your story.
Don't let it define you.
Don't let it define you. You feel me? So at a young age, bro, those two instances, like, imagine, bro, being 9 years old, you see your name in the paper and everybody point that out and they dogging you at school.
Yeah.
And then you come back the next year and then, boom, you score a touchdown, whatever, and now everybody lit and they happy. It was just like, bro, be you. All the other stuff is noise. They gonna love you when they up. They gonna hate you when you down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So be you. You feel me? So what's a story that you think about that kind of like can put you back in that mode. Because you can tell I'm amped up. That
Yeah,
story,
I
and that
see.
happened, bro. I'm 27. That happened like 18 years ago. And I can still like feel, I can still just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is one of those stories for you?
So I'll tell you this. So I got 2 instances too. So
Okay.
you monologue. It's time for me to monologue.
All right, get it
I
off.
got 2 instances.
Get it off.
So I'm gonna start with a sports one too.
Okay.
When I was younger, I remember I was playing for Fort Belvoir Bulldogs, right? Because my dad was in the Army.
And this is why I love sports too. You got to play sports.
You have to.
You have to. It
It's a
teaches you
team
so
builder.
much about life.
Fort Belvoir Bulldogs. I play, and my pops was one of the coaches. He was one of the coaches on the team. So this was a year I was a little bit bigger. So I could have played with the 95-pound team, but I was going to play with the 85-pound team because my dad was coaching it. So literally I had to grind, like to lose that weight. Literally on weigh-in day.
You had a trash bag? You was running around with a trash bag?
Yes. Weigh-in day, I went up there, I was like 3 pounds heavy. So we put a trash bag on, I just ran laps around the track. Ran laps around the track, bro, sweating out. But the biggest thing is what my pops did for me that season. So, of course, in the Army, they do PT in the morning. He forced me to get up. Literally, he'd be like, yo, get up, we're going to PT. I'll be running with him and his boys at PT. He'll get up every morning, I'll run with him. And I'm talking, it was miles. It was miles. It was not a quick jog, it was miles. And we would stop at each of these mile markers. They have a pull-up bar, do pull-ups, do push-ups, do sit-ups. And bro, I used to wake up and I used to dread it every single day. I hear him come to the door, I'm like,
here we go.
Gosh.
Here we
You
go.
know what I'm saying? I'm dragging my feet. I'm barely keeping up. I'm dying. And my pops is leaving me. He's like, all right, come on. He's running. He's like, hey, I'm gonna do me. Come on.
Bro, you're 9. You're 8.
Yeah, I'm like, yo. So I'm trying to keep up. Right?
Yeah.
And every day it got easier. Every day it got easier. It got easier and easier. And there was one time I was running with my pops and I just remember the so ding. I was running with him. He's like, you don't have to wait for me. And I was like, oh, all right. And I took off. And I finished the thing. He came around and stuff like that. And that season during football was the best shape I had ever been in. I'm talking about fourth quarter when everybody's tired. I'm chilling. And I used to run with him in the mornings and then a mile before and after practice every single day. Every kid going home, I'm still out there grinding. My pops was like, hey, run your mile. Do this. And like afterwards, it's such a distinct memory for me because I was in the paper too. I was in the paper too because we was down by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Everybody's tired, gassed. I'm giving them the business.
Giving them work.
I remember my cousin who had played for the 95-pound team. He was like, bro, who's the person y'all were down by a touchdown? It was end of the game who just broke out and went for like 80. I said, that was me. And he was like, oh, for real? In the paper. Keith Herbert breaks out for an 80-yard touchdown run. Bro, that really gave me the instillment of what hard work can do for you. When you do stuff sometimes that you don't want to do, or when somebody believes in you sometimes more than you believe in yourself, what can come out of that? Like if my dad didn't literally step in and be like, hey, get up every morning and run, I would have never did it. That 80-yard touchdown would have never happened because I'd have been tired. So just having that instillment of working hard. And another story, right, which is it's kind of on the funny side, right? It was very humbling. So I was getting a little bit older. I was with my dad. We was at a Chinese food spot. And like, if y'all think I'm big, my dad was cock diesel.
Yeah.
He was huge, bro.
Yeah.
He was a big dude, worked out all the time. You know what I'm saying? From New York. So you know what I'm saying? When it comes to it,
the energy's there.
He's getting right.
The energy's there.
One of the nicest people you ever meet, though. You know what I'm saying? Very caring, very loving. But you know what I'm saying? You piss him off, it's on.
Right.
So we're at the Chinese spot, right? And I'm annoyed. I'm already annoyed. I have been annoyed this whole day. I'm annoyed this whole day, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm looking. Yeah. I guess he figures out what he wants to eat, right? And he looks at me, he says, hey, what do you want to eat? I said, I'm looking. Bro, I'm talking about, I could have sworn I see my dad eyes roll in the back of the head. He looked at me and said, I ain't gonna say what he said.
Man.
He said, who is you talking to?
Right.
And I said, yeah, I want the orange chicken. I want the orange chicken with fried rice. Right?
Yeah.
And for me, that lesson that I learned from a child and something that I always cherish is like, You gotta, like, even when you're going through something, even when you're frustrated, that don't mean you get to take your anger out on other people. That don't mean that you get to take what you got going in your life and dump it on other people when, you know what I'm saying, they're not doing anything wrong. And also you not gonna always be the biggest fish in the tank.
Right.
There's somebody out there that's bigger than you. There's somebody out there that's better than you, somebody out there that's stronger than you. And you gotta watch how you talk to people because of what you're going through.
Because of what you going through.
Because of what you doing. When they ain't got nothing to do with it. They just living their life. You know what I'm saying? My dad just taking his son to get some Chinese food.
Right.
And I'm out here acting up.
Right. I'm looking.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking.
I'm looking.
I'm talking about I see my life flash before my eyes, bro. I said, I'm about to get hooked. I'm about to get hooked.
He said, yeah, I'll get the orange chicken.
I get the orange chicken. But just that moment of clarity. It was like time paused. And it was like, yo, like this is a lesson. Like, treat people with respect, treat people with kindness, even when you're going through the worst things.
Yeah.
That don't mean you bring them down to your level. Misery loves company. That don't mean you get to be the miserable one bringing the company around. So understand how important that is. That was a memory I'd ever cherish. At that point, I was scared for my life, but now it makes a lot of sense.
No, for sure. Because everybody's in there feeling.
Oh,
I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I don't feel like I had a bad day. I had a long day. I'm in my feelings. Everybody's in their feelings. You want to know why there's chaos right now? Because everybody's in their feelings. Get out of your feelings, yo. It doesn't matter. You know what? If I went to work every day, I feel like it, I'll be broke.
Because I don't ever
feel like it.
I don't ever feel
if
like
I went to the gym every time I feel like it, I'll be fat. Because I don't ever feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I did everything when I felt like it, nothing would ever get done. Get out of your feelings, yo. Your feelings are temporary. They're here today and gone tomorrow. Whether they be good or bad. Get out your feelings.
They temporary, but they can have lifetime effects.
Right.
Control you.
If you don't control them.
Ask a bunch of people in the pen.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. When you're unable to regulate your emotions, those are the people that snap. Those are the people that go and shoot up schools. People that are unable to regulate their emotions. They're unable to articulate how they're feeling.
Teach your kids how to regulate their emotions.
Teach your kids how to regulate their emotions. Right? So anyway, we didn't even get to everything we wanted to get to. Oh, matter of fact, shout out Coach Jay at Huffman, my dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Coach Jay. I said Coach Radio, and then shout out Coach Hoop over at East Lake too. And Coach Red. So yeah, man, that was
the realest foot forward.
That was the realest foot forward. Nah, facts, bro. Skate. What you got for the people?
Hey, man, nothing to end it off. I think we said everything that we had to say. Regulate your emotions. Believe in yourself. Grind, support your people, man.
Yeah.
And find your purpose.
Nah, facts.
Your purpose.
It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
And now we free. Yeah.